Introducing first from Kingsland, England, Magnus!
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, the only British-born heavyweight champion. You take a look at the last decades upon decades of professional wrestling. This man broke new ground, made history. Magnus becoming the first British World Heavyweight Champion will now have to step into the ring with the Freak. And of course, here comes Rebel. Rockstar Spud joining me, Mike's side here. This big matchup about to go underway. There's your opponent from last week, Spud. Can you believe that?
Yeah, there he is eating a pool cue. What is that, a pool cue, a lead pipe?
And his opponent representing the menagerie, the Freak!
The Freak set to do battle with Magnus. Explosion, exclusive action, and Rockstar Spud. After your performance last week against that man, we're talking about Crazy Steve. I just want to know. I just want to know in your heart of hearts, staging that sit-down protest in the match, your conduct last week, reprehensible.
Reprehensible, JB. That man was clowning around. All I did was bring professional wrestling back into the six-sided ring of TNA, and a five-star classic I put on, if you don't mind me saying.
Wow. That is quite a claim.
Look at the size of the Freak. I think he's read my recent Muscle and Fitness article. Look at him, taking all my advice.
And look at this, the Freak showing his tests of strength that he is able to do. You would not believe the feats of strength this guy can pull off. Rockstar Spud, you, my friend, have certainly raised the bar here on Explosion the last few weeks with your matchup last week with Crazy Steve.
Well, the Freak definitely crunched the bar, but he's in the ring now with the first British World Heavyweight Champion in 108 years, Jeremy Borash. That is the captain. That is Magnus.
Certainly, Magnus has been on a rampage. We're certainly looking at a huge opportunity for Magnus to return to the United Kingdom. Who could ever forget last year on the UK tour? Magnus is World Heavyweight Champion. His matches in Wembley, his matches in Manchester. And of course, a big night as well at the Hydro in Glasgow. A successful run for Magnus as World Heavyweight Champion. And this time around, coming this January, he is going to return, of course, as well as, well, you, Rockstar Spud.
And he's going to return with his best friend, Bram, who, conspicuous by his absence, has a lot to do with the Monster Abyss recently. Look at Crazy Steve with that stupid horn. Didn't I destroy that last week?
Well, Rockstar Spud, you certainly have an amazing outlook on things. I'll tell you what, the Freak going to work on Magnus right out of the gate, comes back into the ring, and now look at the Freak about to get Magnus up. High vertical suplex. What strength, what power. More of this matchup when we return. It's the Freak versus Magnus on Explosion. We are back on Explosion. It's JB, Jeremy Borash, along with British Boot Camp Season 1 winner Rockstar Spud here on Explosion, and the Freak going to town on the first ever British World Heavyweight Champion, Magnus. And
well, that's inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable.
I'll tell you what, you talk about Magnus, you talk about Bram, the arrival of Bram in Impact Wrestling. Right now, the United Kingdom producing some of the best talent in the world. And even you, Spud, too. Throw that in the mix.
What's that supposed to mean?
Saying that some big names have been coming out of the UK lately.
No, what's that supposed to mean?
Even you. On the outside of the ring, Magnus, a little confused.
No, hang on. Don't you move on from anything here. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm saying we've got British Boot Camp 2 coming just around the corner. There are some huge names all across the United Kingdom going to try and take a shot at becoming the next Rockstar Spud.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want, isn't it? There will only ever be one Rockstar Spud. And look at Magnus. They're both accusing of each other of being a chicken, JB.
Well, one thing I know about Magnus, this man is not a chicken.
I am not.
See? Told ya.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him for any sort of poultry whatsoever. How about Magnus?
See, could a chicken do that? Exactly.
Magnus now into the ropes, full steam ahead. Big clothesline takes down the big man, the Freak of the menagerie.
See, Magnus may not look in equal size as the Freak, but he is just as powerful, JB. Dropped him with one clothesline. We might have a winner right now.
You know, Magnus has his eyes on the upcoming season of British Boot Camp 2. And it's coming soon. You got to check your local listing. Certainly everything that the United Kingdom has as far as talent will be on display, will be showcased. As yes, dozens of wrestlers from the United Kingdom set to audition, make the process, make their attempts known, try and climb the ladder round after round until it gets narrowed down to one who will become the next Impact Wrestling superstar.
You know, I've heard on the rumours of the Dirty Sheets that even the Freak is a British wrestler. I've heard the rumours, JB, all over the Dirty Sheets, and also he wears that mask because he's incredibly disfigured and ugly.
Why are you reading those? Where are you getting your
they're my
information from? You've always been a bad source of information.
Those are my sources, JB. The Dirty Sheets are where I get my sources
Dirty
from.
Sheets.
The Dirty Sheets.
That sounds like a personal problem. How about Magnus now, taking it to the Freak, who gets to his knees and now to his feet with Magnus on his back into the corner and is able to break the move. That is pure, raw strength from the Freak. And Magnus back into it again, looking to capture what looks to be a sleeper hold. Referee Brian Stifler going to have to look in very closely as Magnus not afraid to bend the rule book a little bit. And now, belly to back suplex from the Freak.
JB, they call him the Freak because of his freakish strength, but also he's freakishly disfigured. Magnus is the picture-perfect idol of what an Impact Wrestling superstar should be.
First of all, how do you know he's disfigured?
My sources, I've told you.
Your sources are terrible. Big clothesline now. Freak coming in again. Double axe handle takes down Magnus, and Freak with a strong showing in against the former world heavyweight champion, Kingsland, England's own Magnus, and now a big scoop. Let's see that strength on full display over the top. And down goes Magnus. Wow, Freak needs to capitalize. This would be a huge win for the man Spud reportedly says is from the United Kingdom.
I believe he's from the United Kingdom. Once again, horribly disfigured, JB.
Would you stop? Cover 1, 2.
And if that DDT didn't disfigure him, nothing will.
Speaking of disfigured, how about your match last week here on Explosion?
What is your problem with my in-ring abilities?
I have not been able to forget this match we saw last week.
What is your problem?
Oh, and just like that, Magnus goes to the outside of the ring and a little taunting.
Choke slam!
Wow, able to distract the referee on the outside, Brian Stifler. There's a cover. Would have been an easy 3 count. 1, 2, and wow.
Yeah, well, that would have been a 3 count if Brian Stifler wasn't checking out the young girl on the front row.
Would you stop it, please? That is absurd.
It's not absurd at all, JB. These things happen. Men are attracted to women.
All right, would you stop now? We're talking about a matchup in the ring. Magnus now, look at this.
Oh, spine shank.
Got it. And a cover, the pin, and the win.
That's why he's the first British World Heavyweight Champion.
Your winner, Magnus.
A big win against a huge opponent. Victorious this week is Magnus.
A freaking